Final presentation is on Services by ICLEI Local Governments for Sustainability by Brian Holland, Director of Climate Programs.
Hello, Honorable Mayor, Council members, thanks for having me tonight. I'm going to be talking to you about ICLEI USA, the organization I represent, and some of the benefits that we offer to members like Encinitas, some of the work that we've been doing with staff over the past couple of years, and kind of where we're headed. So appreciate the opportunity. I'm Director of Climate Programs for ICLEI USA. I'm based out of the San Diego region, actually, so I've been working in the region for about 4 years. Before that, I was with Sandag working on some transportation planning issues. So ICLEI, we're a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to build, serve, and drive a movement of local governments to advance deep reductions in greenhouse gas emissions and achieve tangible improvements in local sustainability. So it's a wordy mission statement, but essentially we're here to help build the capacity of cities to meet their own goals around sustainability and environmental performance. We have been around since the early 90s. We're a membership association, as you know. Encinitas is a member. And we're really a global network of over 1,000 local governments that are leading on these issues. In the U.S., we've got just over 400 local governments, and a number of them in the San Diego region: Chula Vista, San Diego, Solana Beach, Del Mar, Encinitas, and Santee. So, you know, we were established in the early 90s by local governments. ICLEI USA is an independent 501c3 organization in the U.S. That's governed by a board of directors comprised of mayors. So it's mayors setting the agenda, mayors really determining what our services are in the U.S. And so really what we do is look to build capacity among local governments. We do this by providing tools. We have software tools that are provided free to members. We provide trainings. We do networking so that cities can exchange best practices among one another. And we're really here to, you know, help out staff and elected officials. So there's this element of highlighting the leadership of elected officials and in leading communities. So we've got 4 focus areas in terms of kind of the content that we work with. Historically, we've been very focused on climate change, and we still are. So these 2 areas, climate mitigation, this is really how do we reduce greenhouse gas emissions at the local level to stop and reverse climate change before it gets worse. Climate adaptation is kind of on the flip side of that, recognizing that we're already seeing some climate impacts. We saw them over the past couple years in terms of, you know, record-breaking extreme weather, you know, observations of rising sea levels, rising temperatures, and a number of other impacts that are becoming real now. How do we adapt to those impacts and make sure that communities are resilient and we can maintain a quality of life in the face of more of these impacts? You know, so there's no need to have a debate about climate change because, fortunately, you know, a lot of the actions that Encinitas is taking, that a lot of cities in our network are taking, are really things that improve quality of life. They save local governments money in the municipal budget. They save residents and businesses money in terms of energy efficiency and clean energy. They improve quality of life and public health. And so we really focus on you know, renewable energy and energy efficiency as well. So, you know, those are our kind of 4 content areas. In terms of the offerings that we provide, on the climate mitigation side, ICLEI has written the accounting protocols for basically how you account for greenhouse gas emissions. So, you know, we take cities through this process of doing a baseline inventory, doing a forecast of emissions, developing plans to reduce emissions, and then implementing them. And so we've developed these protocols for how you do that accounting and quantification. We've got a formal partnership with the California Air Resources Board and the California Governor's Office of Planning and Research, which sets up the CEQA guidelines that address climate change. And they've endorsed these accounting protocols. So, you know, having done that, we're then positioned to really help the cities understand how to use them. So we've got a suite of software tools that allow you to quantify greenhouse gas emissions. And we've got all these instructions documents, report templates, on-demand trainings to help you in this work. This work, you can talk about, how important it is, all the benefits it has. It's also required under CEQA to a large extent. So, as you know, in doing a general plan update, as you prepare an environmental impact report for general plans, the state has directed that climate change is one of the impacts that's evaluated, and as a result, it's really necessary to do these inventories. Let's see, before I go on from that, I wanted to talk about the regional initiative that we started in partnership with the San Diego Foundation in 2009. Under that, we've worked with all 19 local jurisdictions in San Diego County to produce greenhouse gas inventories, to set up a network where cities can collaborate, and to help with some specific climate adaptation projects. So under that partnership, we produced a greenhouse gas inventory for the city of Encinitas at no cost. Usually that service is between $15,000 and $30,000 when you hire a consultant to do that work. And they were able to use that inventory in the general plan update EIR. And we've been really lucky to have staff from Encinitas participating in the network, learning from other cities, and I think that informed the development of the climate action plan that you all have undertaken. So just kind of moving on from the mitigation side, on climate adaptation, we've led the region through a process of developing a sea level rise adaptation strategy for San Diego Bay. So Encinitas was not involved in this. This was the 5 cities around the bay, the Port District, and the San Diego County Airport Authority. And we took them through this process of evaluating their vulnerabilities to sea level rise in the 2050 timeframe, looking at as much as 1.5 feet of sea level rise in the next 40 years, and identifying some responses to adapt to those impacts. So coming out of that, we said, can we expand this to the entire coastal San Diego region and set up this working group for staff to look at sea level rise issues. So staff from Encinitas has been participating. We give them information on funding resources, on new regulations, bills that are being introduced, and a variety of just informational resources through that working group. We also recently held a workshop in which we got together, these climate issues, a lot of it's about risk management. We've got some new risks, changing risks from flooding, from erosion, from wildfire, things that, your agency is already dealing with. Also things that the insurance industry is very responsible for. So we held a workshop to pull together the public agencies and the insurance industry just last month, and invited Encinitas staff to that workshop. And then we have plenty of other sort of tools and resources for adaptation. So we have some software tools around that are free to members, and a variety of case studies and that sort of thing. So in terms of renewable energy, a lot of the same types of offerings. We've got direct technical assistance, so you can call us up if you have questions about implementing solar. How do we streamline permitting? How do we reduce the upfront costs of developing solar? Trainings, case studies, fact sheets, but really you can just call us up and we can provide technical assistance on renewables. And then finally, around energy efficiency, our flagship program here is called the Green Business Challenge. This is really a program that enables cities to partner with the private sector, partner with small businesses to reduce energy and emissions in the commercial sector. Essentially, it sets up a friendly competition in which small businesses are kind of competing against each other to be recognized as the leaders and to receive recognition from you all. And it's been a really effective program, launched in the city of Chicago. It's in its 4th year there now. It's expanded to Washington, D.C., Houston, and it's also being implemented in Chula Vista and by the Port of San Diego. So this is the kind of thing that, we get a lot of resources around this. We help you set up this type of program to work with your small businesses. We also have a software tool for this to help administer this program. So, with that, it's a quick review of, some of our offerings. All the work that we do is on behalf of our local government members and made possible by you. So, really just want to thank you for your membership, and we look forward to continuing to work with you. So.
Thank you.